And we are live. Everybody, how we doing? Welcome back. Long time no see. Line Crew podcast, soccer podcast. It's back. We're back. Joseph's back. I'm back. Everyone's back. It's so good to be back. Joseph, happy fucking New Year, buddy. How we
Happy New
doing?
Year, man.
How's
Oh,
Southwest Florida?
we're doing pretty good. Can't complain when people are shoveling snow and scraping windows and
Yeah,
I'm playing golf. So you gotta love it.
you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Well, you gotta love this even more. We got Prem action. Okay. We got Prem action. And with January transfer window is upon us, Joseph. And you said it literally right before we started recording. Panic buy January window. Okay. Manchester United buying Weghorst, who was on loan at Besiktas, okay, from Burnley. Now he's going to only go to Manchester United if Besiktas find a replacement for him. And I think the whole deal is around 5 million, 6 million, something like that. So it is a loan deal. It's not a permanent transfer. It is a loan deal. But what the hell is United doing here? What is Ten
Panicking,
Hag seeing?
panicking. I believe that they might have worked together at Ajax a little bit because he is Dutch. But end of the day, man, that's just a panic buy right there, man. And what I don't understand too is that, you know, I get getting Ronaldo out of the squad, but they don't seem sold on Rashford at the 9, which
Which I don't
is
know why.
shocking. It's
I don't know
shocking
why.
to me,
Yeah.
and I mean, United fans will swear that they are, but it doesn't seem like they are if they're not going to back him and just have Martial slot in as that. Because couldn't they bring Martial back on loan if he's out there, or did they sell him?
I thought no, he's back. Because he's
Yeah,
back
so
from Sevilla. He's in the squad regularly.
so if he's in the squad, and then you have Rashford, that's two strikers right there. That's all that you really probably need for the rest of the season. Maybe Weghorst can come in as a third cup striker, but I mean, I guess I would get it in that sense. But if they move on from Rashford, that's going to be their biggest mistake ever. He's still about only like 25, 26.
Yeah, and he's
He's
scoring bunches of goals this year. I mean, this has been the revitalization of his career. The last couple of seasons, he has been kind of going downhill, but I feel like every time I put on the Manchester United game this season, at least he's bulging the net. So he's playing with his
I
hair
mean,
on fire. I mean, if anything, they should just go after a left winger and just keep Rashi down the
well,
middle and then
why?
Anthony on the right.
Why that they have Sancho and they have Anthony.
I don't think
They're
Sancho's there
level.
right now. Sancho's on mental break, dude.
I mean, let's all just pause for a second though.
I
They
don't
need
even
a
think
midfielder.
Sancho's in the team right now.
Okay, but they need a midfielder.
They
That's their
do.
number one thing. Like we need midfield. Like we need to think about them in the sense that they need a spine of the team. They need a center back to replace Maguire because he's not the answer for them. They probably need another left back because Luke Shaw's probably got about another year left on his legs before he gets another injury.
Yeah,
Um,
he also looks like a chubbier Kyler Murray when he runs too. Like he looks like a stubby little potato when he runs. It's adorable.
yeah,
It's like he has like a big little belly and everything. It's so cute. It's so cute, bro. It looks like
uh,
Potato Head running down the left wing.
I mean, he had that amazing run in the last game.
He did.
I forget who they were playing, but they played that on Twitter for about a year. It felt like at least get it because I'm pretty sure he did that on Boxing Day. They played that for a whole year.
Oh
Well,
yeah, yeah.
it
He
was
never
because
even
it
let us
was
put those on.
2022.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry about the stale jokes, folks.
This is what they
So
missed, dude. This is the good podcasting that these fucking people missed. We're depriving them of this. It took us months to come back to this.
Sorry, folks. If we're being honest, like full disclosure here, we're gonna get real personal for a second. I'm gonna look at the camera in the eyes. If you would have followed our accounts only, you would know why we stopped doing a podcast. If you would have trailed us for the last 3 months, you would be so negative right now. You probably come to our house and do terrible things.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. We've just been really, really cold. Like I lost $600 this past week. Like
All
I,
we
do,
have to
so
say
I
is
haven't won a bet. Like I've only won like I'm technically 2-14 the last 2 weeks.
it's not good.
It's not
It's not
good. And we're gonna give more gambling advice on this show, which I absolutely love. But before we
But
get to that,
all right,
let's
but
wrap
so
up Weghorst with a nice little bow on top.
okay. So wait, what's our bow on top?
Our bow on top could be that this is a fucking waste of money, waste of time. Like you said, panic buy.
Oh
This
yeah.
feels a lot like the Ronaldo. Obviously, without Weghorst is not
Oh,
Ronaldo, but like it kind of feels like that when they just bought a player just to buy him.
I know a
When
bow.
they're under so much pressure from the fans to make moves in the window, because every club needs reinforcements right now. Every club should
And
be buying in the
also
window. There's no
the
longer a small club window, especially after the World Cup.
they also missed out on bow/bridge transition Gakpo to Liverpool
Yeah, they had him.
for
They had him.
and they were linked for probably about 3 windows with him
They
in
were
some type
linked
of
way longer than we
capacity.
were. Yeah, they were linked way longer than we
And
were.
Liverpool came and swept him up. And now that's seeming like a great purchase considering that he can fill 2 different positions for you guys. How do you feel as a Liverpool fan though about that pickup? Do you think in any sense that that might take away from the fact that you guys splurged so much in Salah's contract that now his window might look like it might be closing in the Liverpool roster long term and that might look like a waste of money?
Well, that's a heavy question. That's about a
Just
2-ton question, Joseph.
the only reason why I asked that is just because there's been a lot of speculation that like Darwin has been an awful purchase.
Let me
Correct?
break that down. Let me break that down question by question, because there was like 4 questions rolled into one. Do I think we're trying to slowly transition Mo out of the squad long term? Yes. I think that eventually that's just the natural progression of where we have to go. I think Mo Salah is still a great player. He's still top 5 in league scoring this year. But what I've noticed about Mo, not only this season but the last couple of seasons, he's missed a lot of big chances. He's missed a lot. Like there's a stat, and it's Darwin and Mo Salah are the top 2 players in the league with the most big one-on-one chances. And I think Darwin has 16, Mo has 12 or 14 or something like that. So yes, I do think there is a natural transition that's going to happen where we're no longer going to see Mo Salah. I definitely won't be happy on that day because I love that man and he's provided me some of the best memories for this team I've ever had in my entire life. The other thing is Cody Gakpo a waste of money? No, because
No. Sorry. Is Cody Gakpo a panic purchase
No.
for wastes of money in the past?
No, I do not think so because we needed depth anyways. Like we needed the attacking depth. We needed someone to fill in that left-hand side when Luis Diaz and Diego Jota, because they're not coming back until what I think best possible for Luis is late February. An absolute shortest best possible scenario for Diogo is like mid-March to late March. So that's a good chunk of the season. So I think we needed somebody to facilitate on the left-hand side because Oxlade-Chamberlain, like God bless his heart, man, he's a great guy, but he just can't stay healthy and he's just not fit. He's just not it. So I do think that Cody Gakpo was I don't think that Cody Gakpo was a panic buy. I think that it was a well-regulated buy. Because we don't usually make panic buys. There's an argument to be made. Was Darwin Nunez an overreaction to what he did to us in the Champions League? Yes. I think, is he worth 100 million pounds? I think it's very obvious. The answer is no to that as we watch him miss he misses what, Joseph? Like 4 or 5 chances a game? It's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking nuts. And he does everything else right. Darwin does everything else right except putting the ball in the back of the net. And unfortunately, as a striker, that's your fucking job, dude. You just have to score goals. And he's not even assisting goals. It'd be one thing if he was contributing to the attack, but there's so many times where I see him on the counter or I see him trying to get involved in build-up play, and he just misses guys. He just doesn't fucking see him. So I think that definitely needed that.
when Troll Football says that Bobby Firmino is a clear-cut favorite over you to
Yeah.
just put the ball in the back of the net, that says something about you, considering that it took Bobby Firmino.
He's never been a goal scorer. Bobby's not a goal scorer.
Yeah.
Bobby's not a goal scorer.
And so end of the day, this leads me to one last question about Liverpool, and then we can move on maybe from the transfer, because those are really the two big transfer stories regarding the two big clubs.
I mean, João Felix to Chelsea is pretty big.
Well, that's big, but I think we can ramp that into our first game coverage, but we'll get to that in one more second.
Okay.
So just one last question I have for you. Do you think that Gakpo is the type of player that allows, if a potential really good offer comes in for a Mo, or even like maybe some more of the midfield options, because now he can fit in where Thiago is? Do you think we start to see some older players get cleared out of the Liverpool squad? Maybe not in January, but come June.
100%. I think I sent you, because you and I were talking about this a couple of days ago. I think Henderson. I unfortunately I don't want to see him go because he's such a leader. So I would be surprised if he goes, but he is getting up there in age, and like you can see, bro, like he's just not fit to play 70 to 90 minutes 3 weeks, like 3 games in a week, because that's what we're getting close to. We're getting up to that 3 games in a week mark, where the games are going to be coming hot and heavy, and he just doesn't have it in his legs anymore. Milner keep, because he's just a great locker room guy. Naby's gone. Ox is gone. Arthur, I mean, he hasn't even fucking played for us yet at like a competitive sense. Who else in the midfield? Maybe Curtis. If a good offer comes in there for Curtis, maybe Joel Matip is maybe gone. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised for us to start entertaining offers for Robo either.
So here's my biggest
transition. This is going to be a total fucking rebuild, especially in the summer, dude. We're going to see some massive changes in this squad in the summer.
That's what I'm thinking. But then here's my other question for you. That's a subset of this. Chelsea has a new owner now, who's an American, who's willing to spend what we're going to be talking about. Probably.
Who's going to drop $120 million for Enzo Fernandez?
Dude, by the end of this, Benfica
still said it's too short of an offer. He gave him $120 million, and Benfica was like, "Well, yeah, we don't want that. Not for that many. Not for that little."
Dude, Bowley with the director of football is going to spend more money this season.
So much money. So much.
And the thing is, too, is that Graham Potter is supposedly supposed to be like a Klopp-esque type of strategizer. And both him, and so this leads me also into one question that I have, as we're going to just talk about a little bit of news right now before we get into the games. You look at some of these managers who are underperforming. I feel like
Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard.
Okay, but here's my biggest question for you.
Where did that come from?
If you put Frank Lampard at Chelsea and Graham Potter at Everton, do either of those managers do anything different than what they're doing right now?
Well, we already saw Frank Lampard at Chelsea. We know how that went. So that's a big old X on the Frank Lampard at Chelsea.
He's doing exactly
if Graham Potter went to Everton, I think there might be some difference, especially in the defense, because Graham Potter, like, he just plays, like, he just knows how to set up a defense.
Okay, but Lampard tied 1-1 against City at City.
Yeah, but that's a one-off, dude. That's one fucking game. Like, you do that. You can't.
Chelsea hasn't won a game in 9. Will
you can't say Frank Lampard is. I'm not saying Graham Potter is even better than Frank Lampard. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
Chelsea
Frank Lampard is an example of underperforming managers at this moment.
Chelsea haven't won a game in 9.
Would you say that Frank Lampard's not underperforming?
I'm saying that Frank Lampard had Chelsea 4th with a transfer ban. And I'm not saying that it's all Potter's fault, but I'm more just saying that, like, Lampard's a better manager than people give him credit for, I think. You were a steaming pile of shit, William. Half of our guys are hurt on top of our steaming pile of shit. When Tom Davies is like
shit and crutches.
Dude, Alex Iwobi's out now.
Alex Iwobi's out?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's not good.
Fucking DCL's finally back, but end of the day, dude, like we're think about what I'm trying to say. Like DCL's gonna save us. Like Everton's not a well-run organization,
You
and
know who
like
you need.
I
You know
look at Chelsea.
You know who you need.
Who?
You know who you need.
Who?
You know. Joseph, you know. You know who you need. Salman Rondon, mate.
Oh no, man! We canceled his contract.
I got
Frank
you
said,
going.
"Get that
I
shit
had
outta
you
here."
going there for a second, though, dude.
No, okay, but so people have been having this argument though on Twitter too, and in our group chats about Klopp is like not getting the most out of this Liverpool squad. Not saying we should fire him or anything, but like, what's he doing? And it's like, dude, sometimes if you just have players, even if they're good, I feel like in a squad for too long, i.e., Yerry Mina, Jordan Henderson, even maybe Virgil van Dijk. I hate to say it, but like, imagine if you could just like get like an Upamecano to be taken over full time at your center back position. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Virgil van Dijk is old, dude, and coming off an ACL injury.
And he also just fucked up his hamstring as well.
Yeah,
and he's going to be out for a couple months.
Dude. Liverpool of old would have moved on from him 3 years ago, dude. But Liverpool's starting to get very like, happy-go-lucky, and like Klopp has been, I feel like, trying to like push the narrative of we need to get more players in and stuff.
Yeah.
And like guys like Salah want to get paid by Liverpool, and it's like that's not really how this works. You go off to Italy and get a huge wage from AC Milan and play
1000%.
18 games.
1000%. And I definitely think that there definitely is some merit to that. I mean, just going back to Liverpool real fast, I definitely think that we're trying to play the way that we did in 2019 with players who are a little bit out of their depth right now.
Exactly.
And not in skill. I'm just saying, like, because we all know, like, Henderson has the talent. He's just fucking old now. His legs are just heavy as shit. Van Dijk is still Van Dijk. He's still the best center back in the world. Thiago is still Thiago. He's just fucking old. Even Fabinho, dude. Like, there's a very incredibly aging squad, and there seems to be almost a kind of a reluctance to I don't want to say embrace the youth, but it kind of is a reluctance of embracing the youth. I mean,
well, it's like Moneyball works
in the transfer market,
and like Moneyball works when you have legs.
Yeah, we don't have legs right now.
Yeah, like you're like we were talking in the group chat, and everyone didn't really act like it was a revelation, but they tried to fight like, so what? He's like 31. Henderson has run how many miles in the last 4 years?
Dude, he starts every game practically, and like if he does get taken off, he doesn't get taken off until like the 70th minute.
How many miles?
He does that 3 games a week, bro.
Yeah, dude. Fabinho during your peak of 4 tournaments at a time was filling in at center back on his days off, and then playing holding for the majority of it. You're also relying on Thiago, who was a stalwart in the Bayern lineup for how many years, and also played at Barca for like a little bit. He has years on him. All I'm trying to say though is that, like, to your point, I think Fenway Group really got caught behind the 8 ball, thinking that like it's like baseball where you can just sign people to a long-term contract and hope. And I think Everton is in the same boat, and Chelsea's in the same boat, along with even Tottenham, I think, right now.
Like Chelsea just seems like they're linked with every fucking player right now. Like every player that performed well in the World Cup, Chelsea's linked with. Chelsea, to me, seems like they're just trying to buy. Like Todd Bowley, he has a big checkbook, and he's just like, sure, whatever. Like, I'll just buy whatever play. Dude, they're going to spend $120 million for Enzo Fernandez.
But I also guarantee
dude, that's ridiculous.
But they're going to have a fire sale this summer.
They are.
They're going to have an absolute fire sale. I bet you Bowley probably thinks about it this way, dude. He runs a baseball team. Imagine if the Dodgers could just say, hey, Trevor Bauer, you just beat up your girlfriend. We can get $15 million from AC Milan to just send you away to Italy and never hear from you ever again. Yeah. That sounds like a great business deal, instead of having to cut his ass, because in baseball you don't get anything. And I'm not saying that's right, because Trevor Bauer's a piece of shit. I'm more just saying that Todd Bowley's an American businessman. They're savages. He's probably looking at this shit going, I got 40 names I don't even fucking know. If I
Yeah.
get 10 million a pop for them, that's $400 million to fucking spend. $400 million if he just has 40 names. Because think about their loan list, William. Think
That's
about
true. They
their
still have a loan
list.
army out there. They still have.
I mean,
They probably
you
have
could
like
get
10.
50
Dude, they probably have like an entire starting lineup on loan.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, there's guys that you could probably get 7 to 15 million a pop for. You will never hear about it until someone goes, "Oh, by the way, did you see Chelsea cleared the record books? Now they're down only to the Premier League required 35 men." Down from 75, and surprisingly, Todd Bowley made $400 million this summer. I don't know how that happened. And you're just going to be like, what the fuck, dude? But also, like, bro, remember when they had Kevin De Bruyne, Mo Salah, and Lukaku all out on loan at one point?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
and
I just
all of
feel
them were
like
shit at Chelsea too. All of them were ass.
Yeah, dude. And I just feel like this is the prime example, though, of FSG is behind the 8 ball because, like, Chelsea's thinking, like, 2 years in advance right now. Like, they're just spending money because they know they can make it back if they don't work out. Whereas, like, Fenway Group is so afraid to spend it. And, like, it's not like you guys have this financial fair play where, like, you're not making money. You guys are one of the most, like, marketable brands in the world.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, what we do, though, is that we try to be smart and maneuver ourselves well in the market, and like it's worked out for us all right. Like Julian Ward, who's now the trend, like who's now like the GM almost of baseball. He's like the transfer director or something. He's the one that sealed Gapco for 40 million pounds after coming off a World Cup
That's
that he just
great,
did.
dude. But you guys also need 2 midfielders and a center back.
Yeah, but like that's gonna be. I feel like we get one more. I feel like we get one more.
You guys didn't need a striker right now,
dude. We needed Gakpo. We 1000% needed a fucking left winger. It could also who's also more tactically. You can contort him tactically in more ways. You can use him. You can use him as a false nine. You can use him as a left wing. You can use him as a guy in the left wing that comes short and picks up the ball. Like you can use him in so many different ways, dude. And then also, yes, you are right. We obviously need a fucking midfielder. We need a box to box, and I would love a big old tank of a 6. I would love that. I think we get a guy in on loan. It might feel a little panicky at the time, but I feel like we fill enough holes and we do just enough this transfer window that is going to hold us over and get us top 4, and then we build from there, and then we build in the summer. That's what I think is going to happen. But that's also like I'm just an optimist.
All I'm saying though too is that when you look at shit like, bro, we got Onana for 20 million pounds, dude.
Yeah.
Like, where were you guys on that? Like, what is going on? Like, why is Onana choosing?
Onana starts in any, except for City. He starts for any team in the Prem.
Just about. Maybe not the top six, dude. But like,
he would start it. I think he would start at Spurs.
You guys United. Maybe not Spurs. Højbjerg is freaking filthy.
He's better than Bentancur.
That's true.
I think he's better than Bentancur for sure.
Anyways, all right. Speaking of Chelsea, though,
fucking
one more.
João Felix. Yeah, João Felix, dude. I feel like this is again. We hinted at it just 20 seconds ago. I think this is kind of a panic loan. I mean, it is a loan. $11 million is what the total fee is.
Expensive.
It's going to be all. It's expensive for a loan, and Chelsea pays all of his salary. So, Atletico literally just got João Felix off their books for up until the summer window, which is good for them. Might
be worth it though.
Might be worth it. Might not be. Like João Felix to me is kind of I feel like he's overrated. I feel like he overperformed at Benfica, and then people were just like, "Holy shit, this is the next thing." And then like he goes to Atletico, and he did all right in the World Cup. Like I'm just not sold on João Felix. I don't think that he's the typical 9 that you need. Like they just need a striker, dude. They need just like a fucking target man striker. And I feel
I
like
don't
this is
think
going to be kind of more of a flop. Like, because does he start over Kai Havertz, or like where does that? Like, does Kai Havertz start over the
no.
bench?
I
Is he
think
playing
more
left
than
wing?
anything,
Like,
unfortunately, this means Pooley's definitely getting the
who's
boot.
done?
Yeah,
Dude,
unless
we gotta start. We
Foley,
gotta start the Pulisic to Newcastle narrative more, dude. I think Newcastle
that's not
should.
going to happen.
I think. Do they want Ryan Fraser on the left instead of Pewley?
No, it's not that, dude. It's just that like Newcastle won't go American like that.
I think they should, bro. Because like that's a perfect
No,
fit.
like
He starts
I see
every game.
Pulisic going to like maybe like a Leicester or something.
Okay. All right.
But like, anyways,
João
sorry.
Felix. For Joseph Artuso, how does João Felix fit into this Chelsea slot? Because
I think he
I don't
slots into the right wing, and they're just gonna use him as a super sub option at first to mainly kind of just change up the gameplay, just because they don't have a guy who can beat someone on the right wing besides Reece James. And with Reece James out, now they can have someone who can cut in on his left foot and maybe just like what I don't understand though really here is why do that when Ziyech is in unbelievable form after
Yeah,
the
he's hot right
Morocco
now.
World
He's
Cup.
really hot right now.
Like
So I
what
think
I don't understand.
I think
just
João
don't
might go to the
understand.
left. I know. I'm sorry. I think João just might go to the left.
Is his right foot strong enough though?
I think it is. Isn't he right-footed?
I thought he was left footed.
I can look this up right now. I thought he was
But
left-footed. I'm pretty
anyways,
sure he plays on the left-hand side.
also
and
though,
through the middle.
but I also digress though just to another point. They're just like you. Without Conte, they don't have a midfield. And
Yeah,
they
he's
need a
right-footed.
midfielder. Oh, okay. So then I guess he would play out on the left hand side. But is Ziyech gonna get into the squad more now, or like is Pulisic out of the squad now?
I think they do what you just said. I think that João Felix coming off the bench in like the 60th minute is good because like Christian has been starting, Baby Jesus has been getting minutes, and I don't think there's a more pro Baby Jesus podcast than this one. We just want to see our boy play. But I think João Felix coming in now. I think because like, dude, he's kind of like Cody Gakpo in the sense that like you could play him almost anywhere on the front three, bro.
Yeah,
like you can play him anywhere, like especially like on the left hand side, cutting on his right, picking up the ball in the middle spaces, half spaces on the half turn, and just bringing other guys into play. I think it's a good move for depth. I don't know, dude. Like I don't think it's going to come with a lot of goals. I don't think he's ready for the Prem in any stretch of the imagination. I think he's going to get bullied. Dude, like him going up against Lewis Dunk. Or like Ben Mee. Are you fucking serious, dude? He's gonna get swallowed. There aren't guys like that in La Liga, bro. Like they're just not guys. They're just not Premier League defenders in the Liga. So I think it's gonna take a lot of time, and I think it's on paper it looks good, but it's really hard to do. But all right, we got that out of the way. We had to talk about that, folks. Now let's get to the reason why you guys are here. Okay, and it's to watch us give you the worst gambling advice possible. Okay, Joseph, this is our favorite segment. So first game, as you can see, you got Fulham at Chelsea. The line's 1. You got the over/under at 2.5, and the money line right there at plus 400 and minus 175. Joseph, this is a London derby, mate. Okay, as we know, London derbies, aside from the Manchester-Liverpool derby, the Derby of Roses, is probably one of my favorite derbies. Okay, London derbies are always hot, they're always loaded, and they're always low scoring. So give me the under, easy. And I'm not going to touch a single side here because I don't fucking know. Because Fulham's in 7th place somehow, and like we said for 30 minutes, Chelsea's playing like absolute dog shit.
All right, wait. Because I wanted to run something by you, and I wanted to surprise you with it.
Surprise,
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise.
I'm thinking we do kind of what we do with our NFL on the NFL, and we just have to pick. But instead of this, we have to pick the spread or draw, because
Okay.
spreads are a
So
little bit easier.
either game, you have to pick a side or draw.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna write down all of our things and keep a tab just to see what we can do throughout the second half of the season. 2023 is going to be our year, William.
It is. No, it is. Lock it in right now, folks. We should have Joseph. We should have made a creed, bro.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Hey, how about this, listeners? All like 4 of you, write in your creeds to us, and we will take the best one.
We're gonna get so many submissions, dude. We're gonna get so many fucking creeds that we don't have to write. But yeah, so if we're going off of this, system, then because now I'm looking at it because I'm fucking blind, looking at what it opened up at, and now what it's currently at, and you're getting plus a quarter for Fulham.
Yeah,
that's in Fulham's direction. Give me Fulham, and I also love the under as well.
All right, so Will is going Fulham because I'm actually gonna go Fulham as well here. I really like.
We're on the boat. Fulham. We're on the same side.
Well, so here's my reasoning.
We're on the same fucking side.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
But I'm going under. I'm going under in this.
You're going under as well?
Well, I thought you went over.
I went under.
Oh, then I'm going to stay away from the over-under. But I'm going Fulham only then.
Smart man.
I'm going Fulham, but hear me out now, okay?
I love Fulham. Man.
So Chelsea is coming off awful form. They're coming off of they lost to City in the FA Cup, correct?
Was it 5-1 or 4-1 or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like insulting.
Yeah.
So looking at that, I think that they're going to be fighting, right? But at the same time, Fulham is sitting like 12th right now.
They're 7th, dude. But they're
7th.
Yeah. I'll look at the table right now, but last time I looked at it, they were just in 7th place.
Hey, wait. I'm going to pull up the table.
I'm pulling it right now, too.
Yeah, they're 7th. Wow. Yeah. So they could look at this as a legitimate way to catapult them into like not only guaranteed safety, for instance, but they're sitting at 28 points. They
Are we looking at
31
Fulham in the Europa League? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, dude. 6th place would throw them into the Europa League playoff.
That's what we're looking at here. Fucking A, dude. Fulham in the Europa League would be wild.
And so another thing to think about too here, mate, is when you look at Chelsea, dude, their form has not been good. On top of it too, dude, we're looking at a fucking team that can't find the back of the net, and you're going up against Mitrovic on a short week. Give me Fulham all day. Plus point. Like we're basically doing Fulham to win or draw.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, plus a quarter. I love that. Minus 104. Give me that all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. All right, Joseph. Next game. Aston Villa versus Leeds. The line opened up at a quarter in favor of Villa and is now dropped to, it's gone up actually, gone up to a half point now. Over under is at 2.75. Joseph, these are two teams I cannot pin my finger on. I don't know what side I'm going to get in either game. I don't know if I'm going to get like a super high energy, high pressing lead side, or am I going to get that depressing capitulation, limp dick leads? I don't know. And the same thing goes for Villa. So because of that, give me the draw, and I'm going to ride that because I also just see, like, I know it's a little bit higher, like 2+2. What is that? 260, I think. That's a little bit out of the draw range. It's a little bit out of your magic number for draws, but I just don't see a team winning this game. Like I just can't see a winner in this game.
Okay, so I'm gonna adjust my theory a little bit here.
Okay, I like this.
The draw is under Leeds money line, which means that Vegas almost guarantees you that a draw will happen before Leeds will win. So I agree with you on the draw here, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I love a draw here, but if you're a big fan of Unai Emery recently, take Villa -0.5 because they're fucking hot right now. Like, part of me would think that, like, if you're going for like, I personally wouldn't take this, but if you're going for like a risky parlay, most books will probably give you +105 on Villa -0.5. I would take that in a parlay of like a like $5 like 3-game parlay throughout like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like,
I like that. Yeah.
that's just my personal handicap opinion in terms of like what I would like handicap you for a Thursday, Friday parlay would maybe be like Villa -0.5 +105 or like -102 in this book. Every book's going to be different, but that's a really generous -0.5.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, -102. Fucking A.
That and Fulham plus a quarter -104 probably is probably like 10 to win 25.
Yeah. So that's a little parlay.
So,
So who do you got here? You got Villa, yeah?
yeah, I'm gonna rock with Villa -0.5.
So you're gonna be good evening all over the place then.
Oh yeah. And what are you again?
All over the fucking place.
Who are you going there?
Dude, I got draw.
You're going.
Give me draw plus
Okay.
260. All right. Joseph, we have a fucking Manchester derby this weekend. Okay. Manchester fucking derby. This game, I think, is going to be at, I think it's at Old Trafford, I believe.
Is it?
I believe it is. I can look it up real fast.
Oh, shit.
But Joseph, either way, who you like in this game while I'm looking this up?
All right. So personally, looking at both of the Manchester teams right now, your heart wants to say that Manchester United's going to do something cool. But in reality, dude, City's going to blow them out of the water, bro. I'm easily
blow them out of the water?
Yeah, I'm looking at a 3-1 City win.
And it is at Old Trafford, by the way. It is Old Trafford. It is at Old Trafford. Does that change your mind?
City has a better record on the road though than they do at the.
Well, yeah, because no one shows up to their fucking home games, dude.
I mean, this is true, but
no one, like they're gonna get more crowd. They're gonna get more people at their away game than they are at their home games. No one goes to the fucking Etihad.
I still stand by though. I'm going City minus a third, I guess, minus 0.75.
Sure.
I really like City, dude. I think that's an insult, honestly. Not giving them a full goal.
I think it's because, dude, look at that fucking draw, man. Like it's either like for right here, what you just said, to the people, it's draw or City, because that draw is at plus 300. It's way below Man U's money line. So you got to play within the confines that Vegas gives you. And fuck, man, plus 100 for City to win by 1 goal. Yeah, give me that all fucking day long. Minus a third for City. I'm not touching the over under. Nope, not again. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Nope. No. All right, next game.
That over under, by the way, folks, right there is a classic trap.
Classic.
No way 3 goals are going to be. If 3 goals are scored, I'll be shocked in that game.
Manchester derbies are never high scoring.
Like, I can see 2-0 City.
Yeah.
Maybe 3-1 and you cash your thing, but that would be the most insane Manchester derby you've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, like
there was maybe being a little hyperbolic.
Well, like when City scored, like what wasn't it, like 6-1 last year or something? Like in the first one they played, it was like 6 or 7-1.
That was when United was in their freaking dark days, man.
Yeah, that was really bad. All right, next game, Brighton Liverpool. We're gonna have to try to go rapid fire here. Brighton versus Liverpool. Brighton is going to be playing hosts to my Liverpool Liverbirds. Brighton plus a half, money line plus 253. Over under is 3 flat. I just spit all over my mic. Jesus Christ, fucking loogie. Joseph, Joseph. How am I going to bet against Liverpool here? I know Brighton's hot as shit. Brighton's really fucking hot right now. And we actually might snag their Moises Caicedo midfielder away from them because he's really good. And he's young, and he'd actually be a great filler for us. Man, Liverpool, -0.5 and plus money. Yeah. Away. Give me that.
Liverpool money line.
Give me that. That's a foregone fucking conclusion, Joseph. Give me that. Who do you like?
I'm going draw here. I really like a draw here. I think
Brighton's compact as fuck.
Yeah, and I also
Brighton's
think
really
that
compact.
with McAllister back, they have the midfield advantage on you.
Yes.
And then on top of it too, you guys still will probably be about 3 weeks out on Gakpo actually being like an active role in your attack, the way I look at it.
Well, he played against Wolves, and he played pretty well against Wolves in the cup tie, but that was a cup.
Yeah.
That was a cup.
Yeah. I mean, so I just go with a draw too because, like, dude, Brighton's got that innate ability to score a fucking awful goal, dude. Like Pascal, whatever his name is, he's on my fantasy team. He scores so many points for me off just bullshit deflection goals that count for me for some reason. Like, dude, Pascal Gross, because he's gross.
Well, he is gross. Yeah, Pascal Gross actually is gross.
Yeah, and then also too, dude, freaking Sonny Marsh. Yeah, he's freaking good too.
Dude, he hit a fucking rocket a couple weeks ago, dude. He hit a fucking missile. I forgot who they were playing, but I did not know Solly March could fucking hit a rocket like that.
Dude, he's maybe not him, but he's kind of close.
Yeah, he's him adjacent.
He's him
curious. He's him curious. No, that's good. I like that. He's him curious. All right. Next game, Nottingham Forest versus Leicester City. This game fucking sucks, Joseph. Line opened up at a quarter in favor of Leicester, and then it's dropped down all the way down to even odds to a pick 'em. We got Nottingham at plus 100, and then Leicester at minus 116. Money lines are where we're going to find the value in this game, folks. If you want to bet this game for whatever fucking reason, if you feel like a masochist that day, go for it.
That's a major masochist move.
Major masochist, yeah, big time. Plus 186 for Nottingham Forest, and then plus 154 for Leicester. Draw sitting there pretty at plus 245. Joseph, you have to go under here. You have to go under here. That's my real bet. But just for the sake of the competition, for the sake of the show's competition, I'm going to go Leicester City. And under.
Okay.
Leicester and under. Because Nottingham Forest, they're fucking shambles. They're shambles.
Leicester even. Oh, God. They're even money line. I didn't even realize that. All right. Yeah. You know what, though? I have an interesting thing for you. Nottingham Forest, surprisingly incredible at home this year.
They are. That's why I like the under. That's why I'm actually going to bet on the under. I'm not going to actually bet on Leicester. I'm just saying if gun to my head, I would bet Leicester, but I'm not going to because I don't want to trust that fucking team. But I'm going
Nottingham.
Okay.
I'm going Nottingham even because of their at home
record. Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
The only reason why I say that too is because I think B-Raj gets fired this week or next week.
Wow. Calling a shot.
I think he's getting close, dude. Because
we could be potentially looking at a Sean Dyche reunion. Maybe Sean Dyche.
Dude, they're talking about Sean Dyche reunion at Everton, bro.
So Sean Dyche, bro.
Sean Dyche comes to Everton.
Sean fucking
breakfast, motherfucker.
Sean fucking Dyche, dude. If we get Sean Dyche back, I'll be so happy, dude.
I won't if it's at Everton, but that's a whole other conversation that
that's a whole other conversation for a different time. Yeah. All right, next game.
It actually is the perfect time for that conversation because scroll down.
Oh yeah, it is the perfect time for this conversation. Actually, wow. Well, fuck. Jesus Christ, Joseph. All right, Everton versus Southampton. Line opened up at a quarter in favor of Everton. Somehow they're getting favored. And then it stays the same. Money line goes to plus 120. Over under is at 2.25. And Southampton is at plus 240 money line, plus a quarter at minus 103 for Southampton. So, Joseph, you guys are it looks like you guys are away. So you guys are awful, home and away. Like you guys are really fucking bad, no matter where you play. Like just you guys are really fucking bad, just all over the place. You guys are just fucking awful. So because of that, I'm actually going to bet on the under. And because Southampton is like having like a sneakily really bad fucking season as well.
They're like below us in the table, surprisingly.
Yeah, dude, they're like no one's talking about how bad Southampton is. Both teams suck. So I'm going to take a draw in the under here. Like this is a 0-0 fucking snooze fest.
Okay, so I have a couple things here.
Joseph's hold on before you start talking. I just want to let everyone know Joseph's now going to try to talk you into the reason why Everton's going to win the Premier League in 5 years. That's where we're going to end up. We're going to start at this game, and we're going to end up.
Frankie had a dream. Frankie had a dream. No, but I digress. You're right. No, but I'm not. Okay. I am going to tell you, though, how this is potentially, if Everton loses or draws, specifically if they draw. If they draw and everyone else kind of draws as well or, like, doesn't really do – or no, even if they win or draw or Southampton wins, we're looking at this, William, at the table right now. 13th place is Leicester City at 17 points.
Correct.
Coming all the way down to Everton at 18, they have 15 points. 2 points are separating 13th to 18th spot right now. So I'm also saying that these next couple of months, for all the people who have never watched a relegation battle before, you might watch one of the greatest relegation battles in the history of the Premier League.
Joey's watched a few in his day.
I'll tell you what, though, mate. I will tell you what.
They're electric.
I felt like I won the Premier League last year when we beat Crystal Palace, dude. I literally, you could have told me, Joe, did Everton win the Premier League? And I would have been like, well, sort of, yeah. I would have convinced you that I basically won the Premier League. And all I have to say is, too, dude, if we beat Southampton, we could theoretically be hovering in like 14th place. Yeah. And that's why I think calls for Frank's head is a little overrated right now. We win and Leeds. So Leicester plays Nottingham Forest.
Correct.
They're both tied on points at 17 right now. Leeds is playing who?
Leeds is fucking playing Villa.
Villa's at 22 points, sitting in 11th. So that's another important game. Looking down further, we got Wolves and West Ham. Wolves and West Ham are both sitting on the opposite sides of Everton. That's a massive matchup. If things break the right way, we could be potentially looking at certain teams jumping out so far out of the relegation zone by the end of the next 2 weeks that we go, isn't that funny to think that they were in the relegation zone at one point? But it could also end up being like a literal 7-team tire fire. Like
that's the thing. You guys have to start scoring goals.
Oh, I know.
Like stopping other teams from scoring goals. And you
I'm
guys
riding with my boys, though.
You guys can't do. I mean, of course you are. Like you're not going to be sacrilegious and fucking.
We're showing. All right, we're going to play 5 in the back this week, though. I guarantee it. And I think there's something to that. Just because 5 in the back doesn't rely on Patterson and Minkalenko. And Minkalenko isn't awful, but Patterson is god-awful.
Really bad. He's really bad.
He's fucking – and now he's hurt on top of it too. So we're going to have some woke shite person probably playing right back.
Some kid. Some like 19.
Yeah, basically. End of the day, though, dude, I think we go 5 in the back, run Onana and Arisa Gay in the middle. Run DCL up top.
Which is a great midfield duo, by the way. That's
Fantastic.
really good. That's the thing about Everton, bro. Like as a Liverpool fan, you guys piss me off because you guys have some talent in places where you can build off of, but you guys just refuse to do it.
Because our front office is just god awful, dude.
It's awful.
Like
Awful.
like when two dudes who run a podcast that maybe 40 people max listen to can see it and be able to text each other in the middle of the game. Wouldn't it be wild if they just like signed like a 10 instead of just tried to play anyone but a natural 10 there?
Dude, they would bring back the ghost of Gylfi Sigurdsson before they actually sign a 10.
Literally. No,
Literally.
Or they're gonna fucking put Damari Gray there for the 100th time. Like it's gonna change anything. Like we're playing a fucking game of FIFA. When in reality, bro, we signed Hamas and we were second in the league at Christmas. William, think about that. Carlo had us second in the league at Christmas 3 years ago. And now we're sitting here talking about 2 back-to-back relegation fights. Like, granted, that's the one thing that I will hold against Frank. But at the same time, he's at least bringing in guys that are really fucking good. And there's light at the end of the tunnel if we can just get, like you said, dude, if we can get the ball in the back of the net. And I think DCL, if he stays healthy for 2 months, will easily be clear. And I think it starts tomorrow or Saturday.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't agree with anything you just said at all. I think you're wrong, but I like the draw. I like the draw on the under, dude. This is a draw and under game. Like everything you just said, don't get me wrong. Like there is not a more pro Joseph podcast than this one right here. I'm pro Joseph. I think we're all pro Joseph. But that's just not going to happen. It's just not.
You think it's gonna be a tire fire?
I think it might be a tire fire. Yeah, because like you guys, I think Frank eventually gets sacked. If you guys lose this game, I think if Frank's gone, and then realistically, who's next? Who do you guys get?
I think
not even talking about Sean Dyche. I would love just for the Premier League's sake, because I think the world's a better place when Sean Dyche is in the Premier League. I just think that if you guys do fire Frank, which you probably will doing, because he's not good right now.
He's not. I mean, he's not bad, but dude,
who do you get?
I don't know, dude. That's the thing, bro. Is that
so? It's either you let Frank cook, you let him cook. Okay, he's burning everything. It's kind of like this. Frank is right now. He's cooking a 5-star meal at a 1 echelon Michelin star restaurant. Okay, everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. The souffle's on fire. The fucking soup tastes like motor oil. The chicken is raw and pink in the middle.
Okay, but
everything's on fire. Everything's a fucking.
No, but wait.
And the manager of the restaurant is kind of like, "Hey, listen, we gotta get a new chef in, but there's no one at the door. So what do you do? Do you let him?
But hear me out though. Here's the part of the story though that you didn't mention to the manager was that Frank was working the 8 o'clock shift that night. And all those people's orders were at the 7 o'clock chef's job. And Frank came in and they said, "Hey, buddy, I know everything's burnt and the soup tastes like shit. I'm sorry that the prep staff didn't do you any favors, but you're on your fucking own." And he turned Alex Iwobi, perennial Arsene Wenger reject, into a fucking dude. He's probably going to be named the Premier League comeback player of the fucking year if they had
definitely should be in contention for that as well. Yeah,
and dude, I just look at it this way, dude. Everyone tries to discount the fact that he finished 4th at Chelsea on a transfer ban with the likes that we've never seen, played youth that are still playing for Chelsea to this day after like 4 managers, and on top of it, guys that are better than him that won the Champions League and stuff, or Potter, who's better, is in the same boat that he's in right now. You know, like Chelsea is one of those jobs to kind of like an Everton where it's like, if you have years of awful people running your club, like this is going to happen. So I think you're right. You let Frank cook, you let him get the kitchen back in order, and we see what happens.
Okay.
I
so
think
you're saying let Frank cook, clean some pans, put some pots away, figure some shit out, and then go from there.
get the likes of Michael Keane and Yerry Mina and freaking, I hate to
No,
say it, but Seamus Coleman.
Michael Keane must stay because he's hilarious to watch.
No, dude,
Dude, if Michael Keane goes, then who am I going to make fun of on that team?
No one, because we'd be good.
Iwobi's good.
We'd be good. Dude,
I can't make fun of Iwobi anymore. So if Michael Keane goes, Solomon Rondon's gone, who I fucking loved. I love that guy. I fucking love Solomon Rondon. They took that away from us. Now they're going to take Michael Keane away from us?
Yeah.
This is
sorry about that.
It's a shit show, dude. It's not shit show. All right, next game.
That's how you know Frank's doing a good job, though, dude.
Sure. Yeah, totally is. Yeah. They just sent back another fillet, by the way. Wolverhampton versus West Ham. Fucking Christ, Joseph. These games are tough, man. You got the line opened up at -1 in favor of the Wolves. Is now dropped to even money. Money lines at +172 for Wolves, and over under set at 2.25. And money line for West Ham is +177, -108 on the spread. Joseph, let's start with you, dude, because I don't know I don't know what the hell I'm going to do here. I think I might. Why
David
would Thunder draw again?
No, I'm going with West Ham decisively. Actually, here.
Wow.
I think David Moyes' back is up against the wall at this point. Like I was saying with the table earlier, we're legitimately looking at a relegation battle now where anyone from 13 all the way down to 20th is in contention now. I mean, 5 points separates last and 13th. So West Ham loses this game here, we could really be looking at a situation where they're playing the next 10 to 15 games for their Premier League life. And that's not what they just paid $150 million over the summer for. And so you look at Wolves as well, though, back against the wall, but also they've been playing some awful football. And I really think, too, when it boils down to it, West Ham is going to pack it in, counterattack the fuck out of them, force Wolves to break them down. And I just don't think Wolves has the quality to break down a West Ham team that's really going to have their backs against the wall now.
So, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you're going under in Wolves.
Under in Wolves.
Under in Wolves?
No, under in West Ham.
Under in West Ham. Sorry, under in West Ham. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, next game. Brentford, Bournemouth. Another game that just fucking sucks, dude. Jesus Christ. Line opened up where it's sitting right now. You got a third at -118 for Brentford. Over under is at 2 1/3. Money line -150 for Brentford and at +400 for Bournemouth. Bournemouth is actually hot right now, Joseph. Bournemouth is actually playing some pretty good football. For everyone, you see them right there in 16th place. I know 16th place doesn't sound great, but they're playing better than 16th place. They've had a couple of bad bounces of the ball. But in this game, dude, Brentford, it's not like Brentford inspires a whole lot of anything in me, but Brentford's also just a better team right now. You just have to lay the money here. You have to lay the third. A -118 with Brentford. Give me that all day long.
I'm actually gonna go against the grain here a little bit. I think Bournemouth sneaks a draw, and it's going to be a disgusting 0-0, 1-1 draw. I think the under is going to be cashed as well, so I'm going draw and under.
Okay, I actually don't hate that.
But that is my prediction because you are correct. Bournemouth has been really hot as of recent. They've really just found a way to muddy up games, I think, because now that their new manager is in, they're not really trying to play that type of football that they were playing when they were in the championship at this point. They're kind of just trying to get as many points out of a game as they physically can. And so I think it'll be interesting to see. but I
Agreed.
really like a draw there just to cover my bases.
Yeah, it's hard to hate a draw, dude. It really is.
Right?
All right, last couple of games. Wait, is this? Hold on here. Oh no. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I just saw Fulham on there twice, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
No, yeah. So the Thursday and Friday games, I think the teams replay because they're a game behind because of the
Yeah.
World Cup or something.
So, all right, the last 3 games of this weekend, we got Chelsea at Crystal Palace, another beautiful London derby, mate. Line right now is at -1 for Chelsea at -126, money line -177, and over under set at 2.5. And it's at Stamford Bridge. It looks like. Joseph, let's start with you again.
This is
This is tough.
really tough. I kind of really like Crystal Palace getting a goal
Mm-hmm.
here just because I could really see a draw or I could see Crystal Palace potentially sneaking one out. However, I'm really scared that if Chelsea start figuring it out, it's going to take one win. Like, I don't know if after the Fulham game, they're going to lose 2 games in a row. So I honestly think I'm going to go draw here, though. I don't think they win, but I don't think they lose. Because, like you said, back-to-back London derbies, I think even if they find a way, I know I picked Fulham, but if they find a way to beat Fulham, they won't beat Palace or vice versa. So like this might be a game where I'll switch my pick if they get smoked by Fulham. But if my Fulham pick works out, I'm switching my draw pick to Chelsea win.
Okay. I actually don't hate that, Joseph. Like you said though, I just like Crystal Palace, dude. I think they just play some really good football. I think they're a team that they're consistently underrated by the Big Six.
They really are.
And I really feel like Crystal Palace over the past 5 to 7 years has been one of the better, I guess, smaller clubs going up against the Big Six. I would love to see like a accumulation of how many points they've taken off the Big Six in the last couple of seasons. It's probably very, very, very high.
I really feel like they've like taken over as like the like old Everton of like London, where it's just like they find a way to just like always finish like 9th and get points off of City ones.
And they never get blown out
Chelsea.
either. They also never get blown out. You're never going to see Crystal Palace lose a game like 3-0, 4-0. You're never going to see that.
Patrick Vieira.
I fucking love Crystal Palace +1 here, dude. I'm getting plus money on that as well. Yeah, give me that all day long. Palace +1 is my pick. All right. Second to last game before the big boy, Newcastle versus Fulham. Joseph, I never thought I'd be saying this ever in my entire life. Okay. Newcastle versus Fulham is a good game now.
It's a great game now.
This is a good game. This is a really good game because we have two top of the table sides, two top half of the table sides. Newcastle obviously they're in 4th fucking place right now. If the season ended today, they would be playing in the Champions League, which is wild. And we also have Fulham, who's in 7th place, and they're kind of like the underdog who's come out of nowhere and who's shocking the world right now. So it looks like it's at St. James Park, which is obviously it's never an easy place to go to St. James. Never has, never will be. And because of that, because I think that Newcastle is just that much better at home, I'm going to lay the money line at -165 in a parlay. I haven't cooked up that parlay yet, but I know I'm going to choose that as a parlay leg. Newcastle money line -165.
All right.
And also surprisingly, throwing the over in there for me as well.
Huh. Okay, so I'm going Newcastle spread here.
-1.
-1 with the caveat here that I will change this if it gets lower, if it gets raised above 1, because I like how people are kind of sleeping on the fact that Newcastle scores a lot of goals, because I'm going to go -1 and the over. I think it's
Okay.
a 3-1 game, because I just
Yeah.
think a home crowd at St. James Park, Fulham won't be able to keep up with the goals. I think they score 1, but Eddie Howe's boys are humming right now.
They are.
And I think also, too, they're going to have a long layover from their last game, because they're probably one of the few teams on Sunday that hasn't played in a while, and Fulham's coming off of a game against Chelsea in a London derby where they're going to be playing really passionately. So I think they're going to be a little tired for a Sunday game to be able to get up with full strength. So I like Newcastle.
I do as well.
-1.
I do as well. All right. Last game, best game, Joseph. We actually kind of flew by that segment. Last game, best game. It's a fucking North London derby, mate. Okay.
Yeah.
At fucking it's at Wembley. It's at Spurs Stadium. Arsenal right now is somehow only favored by a quarter at -128. Their money line is +149. Excuse me. And over
no.
under
It moved.
Over under is a
it moved to
2 and a third. Sorry, what are you saying?
It moved to +117. To your right.
Okay, +117. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Arsenal. It's Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's Arsenal. It has to be. Like, what person in their right fucking mind? I think it's or Joseph, permission to put on my tinfoil hat now. Or
Permission granted.
do I pick Tottenham because why is this only a quarter?
Because it's a rivalry game. Because Vegas is hedging on, but it doesn't fall in to my draw category, does it?
Something stinks here, Joseph.
Yeah, it
I think
stinks
something
that Arsenal's
stinks.
going to beat them, and I think Vegas is trying to trap people into thinking that it's a home game for Tottenham, yes. But think about it this way. Think about last season, a worse Arsenal team. Granted, Arsenal's a little dinged up right now, but a worse Arsenal team went into Tottenham and beat them 4-0.
This is true.
And on top of it, Spurs is out of form right now. Arsenal could springboard their title chase here. I love Arsenal here.
And big.
I love Arsenal
big.
money line.
Big. Plus money too, Joseph. Give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
All day long. All right, folks. That's it for the games. Joseph, really quick. Really fucking quick. Top 4, bottom 3 prediction. Go. I'll even bring up the table for you.
All right.
Really fast.
Paulo's going to hate me for this.
No.
Hate me for this.
Oh, no.
No, he's going to hate me because he's going to think that I'm like doing some voodoo shit. Arsenal's going to win the Premier League this year. I've seen it in the clouds. Manchester City dropped points to a shitty Everton team at home. Arsenal's winning the Premier League this year. I think it's going to go Arsenal first, Manchester City second. I think this is where it gets interesting. I think Liverpool finishes third.
Good choice.
Because a Gakpo addition, and I think they're going to add another midfielder, and I don't see any of the other teams getting there. And then I think Manchester United stays in fourth and finishes fourth this year. I think they're going to falter a little bit, but I think if they trust Rashford, they could jump you into that third spot. But I think Salah is really about to tear it up. I think he's going to prove his worth now that more guys are coming in to help him rotate a little bit more. And then to go a little bit further, though, I think shocker here is that Fulham finishes fifth in the Premier League this year. Fifth. Yes. As long as Mitrovic stays healthy.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
Because, dude, they could potentially have a 30 goal scorer in Mitrovic. He's already at like 12.
This is true. He's a fucking tank, dude. All right, bottom 3, Joseph.
Bottom 3, I think Southampton for sure is going to stay in that 20th position.
See ya.
I think I picked West Ham to win the game against Wolves, and I think this is going to be a decisive one. I think Wolves – well, sorry, no, let me take that back. I think Yeah, I think Wolves finishes 19th, and I think Bournemouth finishes 18th. I think Everton, we squeak by in 17th place again, or maybe even 16th, just based off the fact that our squad is a little bit deeper than some of these other teams. As much as we might want to speculate, you and I were literally just talking though, like we don't have a bad squad in the sense that like if Philip Billing got hurt for
They're fucked.
Bournemouth right now,
They're fucked.
yeah, they might not get another point for the
Or
rest
like
of the year.
Jefferson Lerma going down or something like that.
Yeah, like they're freaking done. Same with like Wolves. If Neves goes down, they won't score another point for the rest of the season.
Agreed.
So I look at us in a position where we'll stay out. Now, what about you, William? What are your top 4? And actually, Tom, give me top 5.
Top
because
5.
I like,
okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. All right, I'm gonna go. I think Arsenal also wins the fucking Prem. I think we're gonna live in a world where Arsenal is hoisting the Premier League trophy over their heads by the end of the season. I think City sits right where they are. I don't think they have enough gas in the tank. Like you said, they dropped points to a really bad Everton team at home. And I think City has a couple more slip ups than Arsenal does, surprisingly.
They're a super young team, surprisingly, too.
They are. Yeah, they are. They have a lot of guys coming through. I do agree with you. I think Liverpool does find a way to sneak into this top 4, and I think that Newcastle gets sacrificed. For us, we're kind of like sacrificing the virgin to the demon right now. We're sacrificing Newcastle for the greater good of the country. So Liverpool in 3rd, and then I think Man U stays where they are. They say in 4th. I mean, they're in good form. I don't see them dropping too many points, except if Rashford goes down, or I don't know if like Varane or Martinez goes down, and then they have some serious issues.
What about De Gea?
De Gea, I mean,
who's their backup goalkeeper? That's another thing.
Who is their backup? Yeah, dude, they should get Matt Turner, but Matt Turner just got another clean sheet for Arsenal, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, 5th place. I think. Fuck, man.
See, so this is where it gets tricky because
this is where it gets so tricky, dude. It gets so fucking tricky.
That's why I picked Fulham, though, because hear me out here. Liverpool's going to go up. I think Newcastle is an injury away from dropping. Plus,
correct.
Also, Paulo made a great point in our group chat that Newcastle's just way too hot right now. Their team is not deep.
They're going to cool down. They're going to cool down.
Yeah,
they're going to cool down.
They very much remind me of Everton the year that we had Carlo, and he built something great, and he did really good for the first half the season. But he got 2 or 3 injuries in the midfield, and it was cake. Yeah. And so I think Tottenham, too, is a tire fire. And I think that's why Fulham sneaks in. Because who else below them? Chelsea isn't going to catch up.
Brighton?
Villa isn't.
Brighton, maybe?
No. No.
Man.
I hit myself
Chelsea.
With my mic
Chelsea, I mean, like,
because it was
Chelsea, like, dude, Fulham.
Dude, think about it.
Fuck it, dude. I'm an agent with chaos. I'll go with Fulham. I'm an agent with chaos, dude. I want chaos.
They probably have one of the best midfield defensive duos in terms of being able to like sit back and defend, along with one of the best strikers in the Prem. And they broke the championship record for most points last season. They know how to win.
They do.
All I'm saying is they've been flat track bullies all season. I think that's why they end up finishing so well, because they'll take care of the slop that you're showing on the screen right now better than the guys around them.
Yeah, no, I also like I just said, I'm an agent of chaos, Joseph. I want chaos. I need chaos. So why not Fulham in 5th place? All right, when it comes to bottom 3, I think Southampton, get the fuck out of here. Wolves, get the fuck out of here. I think it's going to actually be Nottingham Forest. So I think Everton and West
Ham.
Yes, I think Everton and West Ham, they somehow find a way to start picking up some points and winning games fast. I think they both do. I think they both kind of start to pick up points in the latter half, mid to latter half stages of the season. I think Bournemouth stays exactly where they are. And I just think Nottingham Forest, I mean, dude, they just don't have enough gas, bro.
Do you think Leeds is going to get sucked into this fight?
No, I think Leeds stays where they are. Like they don't go down past 16th place, but they also don't go above 11th.
Because that's my biggest fear, Will.
If Leeds goes down, then I'm no longer a fan of the Prem.
Dude, all I have to say though, mate, is
I'd be
that
so sad
I will
if
be
they-
tried and tested. I got so lucky last season, but I will be tried and tested if we're sitting 18th and Leeds is 17th, and we have a game against them, and
Mhm.
winner goes home to the championship.
I mean,
That
that's
will
kind of
try me.
like when Thanos let go of Gamora. I'm sorry, little one, and just lets her go off the cliff.
Sorry, Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, sorry, Jesse Marsh. We love you. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for us, Line Crew Soccer Podcast. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Joseph, Wildcard Pod? Question mark.
We'll have to see. Put the bat signal in the air to try to get the boys around.
You're going to try to get the boys around there. I already know the Idiot Savant. Oh, by the way, Idiot Savant didn't do too well last night, did he?
No.
Just for everyone to know, Kyle did take TCU money line last night. Everybody, he did bet on TCU money line, and I think we all know how that went. But all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. See you later.
Peace.